Right on. Okay. And you'll see where I'm going with this, right? Same kind of broad paint stroke, but maybe somebody 30 to 40s, and then we'll move on to somebody either about to retire or just retired, hopefully. But, 30, 40s, hopefully they have that career. Hopefully they're married, whatever it is. They're probably a homeowner. Maybe they have some investments, hopefully. But maybe they, if they were coming to you or seeking advice, right, what would be kind of your broad paint stroke for somebody, definitely out of their 20s, basically?
Yeah. Well, it's always going to start with a conversation of what their experience has been, kind of coming from that phase one, and what they regret and what they have done well. And because at that point in your life, you're going to start to develop a sense of identity about what I'm good at and what I'm not good at with money. And almost everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Like some people are really good with cash flow planning, natural saver. You use that term, kind of earlier. There's a lot of people that are that way where like their natural propensity is I get paid and I think of savings first and then spending second, right? So someone who's like that, we need to camp out on budgeting almost none, right? Because that's their default skill set. So what we're trying to figure out then is what am I weak at? And not necessarily that they're not capable, but it's usually a lack of bandwidth in their life at that stage. Because you got kids, you got house, you got jobs, you got little league, you got dance, you got all church, all the stuff that people are involved in. And you just don't have time anymore, right? So like when I was in my 20s and I didn't have kids, I could be on my phone for 3 hours a night reading and podcasts and watching Netflix and all the other stuff. Now, Bree and I joke about it. So one of our friends is like, hey, have you watched this show? We're like, yeah, we're kind of watching it. We get through 20 minutes of one episode per night, and then we go to bed.
Right.
It literally would take me it would take me 40 years to watch Game of Thrones or something like that right now, right? So your bandwidth is just sucked out of your life in that stage. So what you have to figure out is, with the limited amount of time I have to focus on this stuff, where am I going to get my most bang for my buck, right? And for a lot of people, that's their investment strategies and just kind of making sure that the small amount of focus time they can give their financial plan is just laser focused into the right areas. And for some people, that's going to be budgeting, cash flow. Maybe it'll be investments, maybe it'll be real estate decision making, deciding on education path for their kids, kind of the big kind of thematic items.
Right. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Kind of what already are your strengths and weaknesses, and then play to those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to check out the Standing Still podcast, both here on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts.